Guys, welcome to Ancient Wisdom. Javier Milei of Argentina cut 34% of government jobs. My hero? What? I honestly hoped he would have cut more, but it's time to play. How conservative are you? Or how communist, depending on how you play the game. Guys, how many jobs do we have to cut?
All over here?
I'll start. To have a good country in this authoritarian tyranny of a dictatorship, I think I've agreed with myself. I've come to terms on about 68 to 72%. We need to cut 68 to 72% of all government jobs across the board.
That's a good
comment.
number.
Evan, how about you? How communist are you?
Probably 50%.
50%, okay.
55. I'll say cut 55% of government jobs.
55, a little more liberal than myself, but half seems pretty reasonable.
Because I think the people who are in charge of all the government jobs are like, don't make it half. Be a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah, like Vivek wants to go based off of your social security number, if it's odds or evens. 50% right there, odd or even. He cuts all the evens. That's how it goes, just so it's fair. You can't accuse him of racism, am I right? Poach, how about you?
Oh, man, I would cut it all away.
Cut it all, 100%.
No, you got to have something.
Anarchy, baby.
You got to have something. I think there's way too much bureaucrat, like lobbyists, like all these things you don't really know what they do. Cut all those out. I don't know what a lobbyist is. I don't know what a lobbyist does.
Yeah,
I don't know what
agencies and stuff,
they
too.
They walk around with briefcases. Those guys that actually they're not, I didn't learn about them in like U.S. Gov.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Wow. Yeah, just the secret where the money just drains to sometimes.
Yeah.
Dude, maybe it's closer to 75%. I think I changed my
he's even
answer.
higher than me now. See, a little bit of reasoning. He's jumping 25%.
Because I think about 3/4 of everything I see the government do is wrong. So maybe that's what I should base my number on.
I mean, yeah, that sounds pretty reasonable.
Walmart basically just made a credit system at checkout where it's like, oh, you can't pay for toilet paper and tampons. Just owe us.
What?
They literally for
rest in
hygiene.
peace, Walmart. You had a good run, but you're not gonna make it up there with the greats.
Yep.
Bezos, Amazon. That might be the only one left. Banks and Bezos. Is that it? Am I missing anything? What's gonna survive in 10 years?
Does it have to be with a B? I don't know.
Yeah.
Banks, Bezos,
it's got to be a B. That's the rule. And bitches. Bitches will never
go away. Because Bill Gates wants 1 million of them.
Yeah. Poach, what was your number?
Dude, I think I said as many as possible.
I didn't even
know if I had a number.
So I've been thinking about this recently, right? I don't know if I mentioned it last show, but I really try to break things down in my head, really make it simpler for you guys, really make it the easiest way to really understand ancient wisdom, right? And on one side of that ancient wisdom, we have complete and total anarchy. There's no government at all. Cut 100% of it. But you got to realize in that system, you don't got that fire truck. You don't got those police officers. You don't got social safety nets. None of that. It's all you on your own, and you got to have a high trust society. But then, of course, on the other side of that spectrum is the authoritarian dictatorship where the state runs all. And on that sliding scale, baby, we are way closer to be authoritarian right now. How much do we have to cut? How much are you comfortable with in general? But I'm with Poach, as minimal as possible so that a society feels safe, so that we're not taxed out of oblivion, all these rules for selling our products. That the girl getting fined for opening a lemonade stand. This is not what America was meant to be. That's not the spirit. So cut as much as possible so there's still a high trust society. We feel safe and we are prosperous again, not being taxed out of existence, dude. I know Vivek says he wants to make like what was it, Poach? A 12% overall tax.
That was it, yeah, 12%.
Even that to our founding fathers is unheard of and way too much. But
that sounds great though.
It does sound pretty great. It's a good reasonable balance.
What we're used to.
Exactly. So guys, comment what you think. This has been How Communist Are You? That's a fun game.
I like that game.
Hell yeah. Oh, wait. The amazing health benefits of walking? More like the amazing health benefits of getting off your fat fucking ass. How about that?
Delay that.
I saw this article that said the amazing health benefits of walking. I should have brought it up, but I says, no. What you're really saying is do anything. Evan and I talked years ago about just like jogging. One of the lamest things you could possibly do. You're breaking your knees.
Yeah.
You're having shin splints. Just dance instead. Let me widen it even further. The punchline of my joke. Get off your fat ass, you lazy American piece of shit. Just do something. Do anything. Walking is the easiest, most low creativity version you could possibly do. But do that at least. Not everybody's a creative genius.
That's
like
why-
here on Ancient Wisdom.
That's why joggers don't last, because they think I'm
Joggers
gonna go.
be jogging.
Yeah, they're like, I'm gonna go a little bit faster so I could burn some more weight.
A little bit
but they're
faster.
breaking their knees, and then they stop after
They're
2
being
years.
creative that day. I'm gonna go a little faster today. I'm gonna go a little faster. I'm gonna
gonna
beat my time
alternate.
by 3.2 seconds.
I'm gonna go really, really fast, and then I'm
Oh,
gonna,
now
I'm
you
gonna
get-
stop for
that's
30
too
seconds.
creative for me.
And I'm gonna go really, really, really fast. I'm gonna stop again for 30
Call
seconds.
this wind sprints. No, I'm gonna do high knees this time.
Interval training.
Bro,
Training.
anybody who has had some meditation or some sedation, you start becoming in tune with your body. You know what you need, but we're all, it's tied into our dispresence now, I think. You don't know yourself, so you don't know your body. Therefore, you never have a chance to know anybody else. So, let alone God, the spirit that ties you to yourself and the universe. But
I've been conditioned to think that every time I walk alone, I even walk during work on my lunch break with two
I
other.
walk alone, I walk alone, I walk alone.
Well, I actually walk with someone during work.
Was it a lonely road? Oh no, it's with somebody.
Well, you could still feel alone in a group of crowded people.
Deep, Evan.
Well, it's that old conversation we would have. It's like, don't you feel, you've been conditioned to feel like a gay whenever you go out on a walk.
I'm lonely.
Unless you have a cigarette or a dog.
Yes. But
But-
not only alone, suspicious.
Right, suspicious. But at work, I feel like a gay because I'm walking. And everyone's like, look at these guys walking.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm actually doing something beneficial,
that's
but it's
deep.
seen as gay.
It's kind of like this conservative values sort of ingrained in the system where anybody that goes outside the norm. Well, I guess that's the opposite side of the how communist are you spectrum, because we still have like these old conservative values ingrained where we could use a little hippiness in those regards. Like, why shouldn't you be taking the walk? You're the You're the one sitting talking to a bunch of assholes you hate at the break room table. I'm at least getting the hell out of here and refreshing my mind for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, what does that become? But if you're different, like if you're an artist and you don't follow the rules in every cookie cutter society where we do our 9 to 5, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, it's not right. It's kind of crazy.
I
But
tell you about
they're
the-
the ones that are suffering.
Did I tell you about the blue line at my old
Oh,
job?
no.
At lunch, there was a designated path to walk around
Oh, no.
the parking lot.
What?
It wasn't even like a nice walk. It was a blue line that wrapped around the building, and it went like in like a U shape, so it avoided traffic in the parking lot. And at the end of the blue line, it looped around in like a circle, and then it went back down the same blue line you came from, back into the building. And everybody followed the blue line, and I just left to go get lunch somewhere.
90%
Whoa,
Or I would like go
broke
eat.
the chain.
I would go eat at the
Poach.
park or something. But like, dude, everybody would.
Broke the mold,
Yeah, I would be like,
Poach.
I'm out of this.
See
All
the
right.
robots just walking in line. So wait, what I hear you saying first is that there was like a company-wide designated
Walking line.
Line.
line, if you will.
They didn't build a sidewalk. They just painted a line on the parking lot
So this was a
to prevent people from getting
company-sanctioned walk
hit by cars, I
at a
guess.
specific line, the safe way.
The
Yeah.
safe blue line
Wow.
Now that
Okay.
through
Now-
the parking lot.
Jesus. Yeah. Right. Scenic
And behind like
parking
the
lot.
maintenance warehouse and back.
The safest place
so
where no one
scenic,
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do your drugs out there too.
with that story, now that Poge has introduced how much waste there is at a company by getting someone to paint a line for you to
Oh,
walk on,
yeah.
I'm going to 90% of the government jobs.
Oh, okay. He's going up and up in this show. We're gonna be anarchists by the time the show's over.
If a regular company can have that much waste, it must be astronomical.
But what does it say about the company as well? It's almost like, you know, my feminine side is sort of saying, well, they're trying. They're trying to like break the mold, but you're breaking the mold by putting it into a mold. You know what I mean? Oh, you could totally leave work at lunch. Just take a walk. Everyone's like, I don't know how to walk.
Or
Yeah,
like, where do
Here's
I
a
walk?
cool,
Where do I
nice-
go?
Yeah, where do I go? I feel like, dude, all these adults now are just still 3-year-olds, especially the millennials and shit. We're all just little toddlers. I saw this article the other day that millennials, especially Gen Zs, are having menu anxiety.
Oh my God. Gordon
Yo.
Ramsay was right.
Yo, they can't order for themselves. What are you
There's
gonna have your
so
mom
many
do it?
Stupid problems that are
Oh
labeled.
my God, dog,
Menu
we're done for.
anxiety is a. We got to talk about that now.
Yeah, it's a
Oh my
cultural
God.
issue that is now prevalent.
You have a menu,
Dude, Gordon Ramsay's
Yeah.
a genius.
pretty
Whenever he
cool.
shits on someone's restaurant, he's always like, why are there 100 items on
You
this
know
menu?
what? I've said the same thing though. To be honest, it seems like common sense. What do you guys think? Comment, and you guys comment too right now. In the same, I always thought that a restaurant should have 5 things. 5 things, do it well. I've gone to the
Amazing
restaurants
5
where there's pages. I can't do it. I'm not about it.
Yeah.
It's too much, especially if it's in Korean.
You know what I do when there's an overwhelming amount of items on the menu?
What's that? Freak out.
I don't look at it. I'm just like, what do I feel like having?
Oh, nice.
What do I want?
Yeah,
I don't look
obviously
at the
they're
menu.
giving you
Yeah.
the entire world, so just tell the chef what you want.
I'll just tell you what I want. I don't need to look at the menu.
Yeah,
because
they're
this
like,
is
oh,
this big.
could have
so-
just said 67.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Nah, I didn't read it.
Yeah, like the Chinese restaurants.
Yeah. You want 67?
No, the egg foo young. Yeah, 6-7.
67. Okay. I trust you, bro.
That's a good point. Yeah, if you want chicken parm, there's probably going to be chicken parm. somewhere in
Yeah,
there.
especially if there's 62
If
pages
it's
on
too
the
long for you
menu.
to read, you could probably just pick.
Yeah, say what you want. That's a good one. I like that. I like that. Yeah, we're pretty much done for. Moving on to our topics of the night. We got a bunch of random links. They're going to be fun. Hopefully, we split it up this week. Poach surprises with one. Let's react.
Culture is not your friend.
Bam.
Oh, my God. Can you read this for me?
This is Ariana Grande.
Is it?
On the left, when she used to look like the Little Mermaid, and on the right, when she now looks like the Little Mermaid.
Oh, I didn't even read that. That's too funny.
Mwah.
Does anybody look at that and think she looks better on the right?
It's weird. That's another. Speaking of prevalent pandemics, it's just like if you're darker and you got like more plastic surgery and a huge disgusting butt, that's what people find attractive now. I haven't found anyone in mainstream media talking about mainstream cultural sphere talking about Kardashian asses are disgusting. I'll say it.
Yeah.
You could have your preference, but I prefer petite. I'm almost preferring the one on the left, assuming she's of age, but it's just like, why do you need all that? That's gross.
If
Not
she stayed
practical.
like that,
Yeah, not even practical.
if she stayed like that at her current age, she would be so fine. She would have
Yo.
any man she wants.
Facts. And have you seen one of the Kylie Jenner? I don't even know the difference between them, but one of them used to look like a real girl, a real person. Dog, she had so much fucking
Yeah.
plastic surgery. She looks like Kim Kardashian now. It's insane. If you see like these before and after pics, maybe I'll put
I
them
think
up
we
after
saw
or
one on
whatever.
the show before.
Oh, did we? Yeah,
I think we
freaking
looked at-
insane.
We've seen a lot on this show.
I swear I saw the show once 12 years ago, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I'm like, that's the same. What are you talking about? That's the same girl. Anyway, I just thought that's interesting. And he takes on the fat butt debate. Comment.
It's gross. I
Evan,
agree with you.
one
That's
for
all-
gross.
That's all there
Poach.
is to
It's quality, not quantity.
Oh, see, Poach is 50-50. I get it. I know a politician when I see one.
Too much big booty is just more
So a
fat.
little-
You think about
It's just-
proportion? Is that
little
what we're talking
injection?
about?
Quality.
Quality over quantity. It's what she does with it that matters.
That's
But
so
yeah,
real.
some
though.
is just too much when it's not natural looking. Once you've exceeded the natural, I can't even say. I saw this girl on Instagram, one of the hottest bitches in the world. I gotta say, I'm sorry,
It's all right.
Dog.
We've been there.
my man. You understand?
We forgive it, ancient wisdom.
She did this one little thing with her lips. It's a little fatter now. I'm like, you're one of the ugliest bitches I've ever seen. I'm not kidding.
Where she looks
Wow,
like a
and
duck.
she was
I'm
the
so
perfect
serious.
woman.
She was so fine, dude. Now she looks disgusting. One tiny thing.
Yep.
I'm
Duck
like,
lips.
there you go. One little insecurity of your brain, and you change one tiny thing. You're done. You're not natural anymore.
I seen
You
it.
gave in, and it's gross for any number of reasons.
I seen it. Although I didn't finish the G.K. Chesterton book that I was reading, he made a good point about this topic. It's like everyone loves a woman who is noble and righteous. if they could find one. But
Yes.
everyone hates a man who is noble and righteous.
Oh, interesting.
So I thought that was pretty amazing because it's the women don't see that we would love them so much if they took like the righteous route and were
Nice.
themselves.
So true.
But they want to take the shortcut, and it's not the lips itself themselves that you were talking
I agree.
about.
It is the lips, but I know what you mean. It
yeah.
represents more.
Right, there's something that is causing the lips.
Yeah.
And if she
which
didn't
perhaps
have
is more unattractive.
right, if she didn't have the
But
insecurity,
you'd be surprised.
it'd be delicious.
Yeah. Oh my God.
She'd
Yeah,
be
it's so
beautiful.
true. Now that's hot. I really like that take because it's really reminiscent of now what I've always been saying about the women trying to be men. It goes deeper than you see on the surface. When a woman thinks that her attractive nature is to be confident like a man or whatever, whatever, use the word self-righteous. If she's not actually being self-righteous in a fake way like the Tao uses it, and you're actually just a disgusting, gross, insecure bitch, nobody cares about that. Like, what are you trying to be? It's like you're trying to do this masculine thing, like change yourself until you're good enough. No, you don't have to. Women have their purity when they're young. Women have their value when they're young, and they lose value. Men, they have to gain value, and that's something they actually have to do, whereas women are subject to time. Their biggest competition is with time, whereas it's kind of our biggest strength if you have the balls for a man. And that's just not what women's nature is, and that's why they're not attractive when they try to do that. When they're making a lot of money and they're 35, sorry bitch, you're 35. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules.
And I think women discount the power that good character can have when they're at that age of the mid 30s, when their looks are starting to fade. They don't realize the importance that we put on character once they're getting to be that age where we don't find them as physically attractive. It actually.
Right.
It could
counterintuitive.
Yeah, it could like exponentially increase the woman's character if
For
she's
sure.
like.
But you know
humble
what?
and-
They get more bitter instead as they get older. Oh, I've been fucked over one too many times.
I can't trust.
Dude, it's crazy how it works. I don't know. Is this the nature of the universe? But I shouldn't say that because women have grown out of this, of course. But when their standards keep going up and up, when they're losing value instead of going down and down. I'm sure you hear it all over the internet, but it's like, that's the truth.
Yep.
Why is your standards going up? Oh, he broke my heart. I'm not settling for this anymore, when you're going to do it again because the reason you got with him is because he's an asshole anyway. You never wanted the nice guy.
It's like, I'm not going to go after that guy anymore, but the same guy is going to act like not that guy and become that guy again.
Whoa, too deep.
Like she's so focused on the opposite. Whoa, this is the opposite.
Yeah.
But it's really not. It's the same
Yeah.
guy
Oh,
pretending
man.
to be the
Guys,
opposite.
yeah.
Fooled you again. And we start the cycle all over again.
But that's our problem. We're like really, not we, but I've seen, you were talking about the lip injections and the butt injections. Have you seen those guys from like South America or Brazil where they inject oil into their biceps?
I've heard of it.
Oh, yeah, I've
the
seen one,
super-
dude.
yeah.
It looks like a pig, but it's all fake.
No. fucking
Bodybuilding gone
disgusting.
too far.
That's
it's not even
funny.
bodybuilding. It's just trying to make yourself look like a fake
Wow. I
body,
guess that's the same spirit, right?
It is.
bodybuilder in a bottle. I don't know.
Yeah.
He was like
Straight
140
up.
pounds, but he looked like he could curl 80s.
Just awkward as fuck too. I don't get it, dude. See, that's the men having the feminine
Yeah.
aspects.
It's
I
a good
think.
point. What he said. It's like the
I'm
fake
strong,
lips,
yeah.
it's fake biceps,
Yeah.
fake
Them taking
pecs.
on like the feminine delusion role, which does happen with the men. It goes both ways.
Bodybuilding itself is already kind of like getting towards the feminine kind of like.
Deep,
I want to look.
hot
I want to
take.
look good. I want to look
right.
hot.
I want to
like,
be cute.
I want. That's.
I want to be attractive.
I don't know. Is that a manly thing?
That's
I
what
wanna
all the
look good.
That's what all the gym memes are about. Whenever it's
Hot
like
take.
it's like it's expectation, and it's a big guy in the gym, and a woman's like, "Wow, you worked really hard in your body," but then it's like reality. All the men are actually like saying, "Nice job, bro," like "Good for you," kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like a really hype. It's never women who are like complimenting guys at the gym. It's
Yeah.
other dudes, and the biggest guy in the gym talks like this. What's up, man?
He's so right. Yeah.
Wait, why is that always the stereotype?
He's so right.
The biggest guy talks like this. His name's
He
Tiny.
wanted to counteract the insecurity.
Or maybe too much roids or something like
Yeah,
that. His balls
shrunken.
are gone. Who knows?
It's never the guy you expect that's like the biggest guy at the gym, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, what is
because
going
it's
on?
always the
What
guy
is
that
with
was
it?
picked on in middle school. That's
Yeah.
what's funny. So
Yeah.
that's a good point, Poe. You're talking about very deep. It is actually very feminine to go beyond. If you could protect your woman, if you could protect your home, and you feel good, that should be the goal. Am I right? You
Yeah.
know?
If you can do everything you want to do without getting winded and you
Yeah,
just feel great
there it
all day
is.
and you can accomplish everything and you like it,
Boom.
that's pretty much all you
And
need
I
to
heard
lift.
that testosterone is actually the thing that makes the pain feel good when you're lifting and stuff like that. Maybe something you might have not heard, but the physical pain and you're like, yeah, pumping out a final rep, like that is the testosterone in action. But yeah, it can be easily taken too far. These guys that are too big when they can't even like scratch their back.
Those guys have severe
muscle.
breathing problems too. When they sleep, they almost suffocate in their sleep because their muscles
What's
are just
that?
like,
Oh yeah.
and they have like really bad sleep apnea, and they actually have really terrible life expectancies just from getting too big.
I'll say maybe it's one thing if you're like a Scandinavian Viking, like used to be on all those strongmen shows. I almost feel like they're meant to be that way. But we gotta go with our genetics, people. You gotta do what feels right. Much like these cancers and stuff, I feel like, dare I say, a lot of it, maybe not all of it, some of it just God's plan, but you're doing the wrong thing. Maybe you're not doing what's right for your genetics. You're not doing what's spiritually right. You're holding too much in. Think about what you're actually doing. Pay attention. We're about paying attention on ancient wisdom. Come into yourself. Be yourself again. That's the nature of prayer. That's the nature of the flow. You can retain and attain peace. Get rid of this depression. You could be at one again, but we've lost something. We've lost it.
We love the quick fix.
Oh man.
Chemo,
America
too.
Could be the quick fix, the land of the quick fix.
Chemo is another one. It's like you're dying of cancer, but
So
you
let's
wanna,
kill everything.
Yeah, you'll blast yourself with the radiation.
It's weird, dude. It feels like such a Wild West American fix. All right, something's killing you. We're gonna kill everything.
Gonna kill you before it kills
Yeah,
you.
we're gonna
Bitch.
kill you before it kills you.
I got a great example for that.
Oh, what do we got, Poe? What do we get?
Democracy and then Democrats. They're just scratching it out. They're just scratching it out.
My God.
They're just
Bad
trying
guy.
to kill it. Just kill it all, blast it away.
Oh man, whoa, that's so true. Yeah, whoa, it's like the negative side of the American value.
They think Donald Trump is the cancer.
Like we like guns, we like, taking control, but then maybe the negative sort of side of that, the dark side of that is just killing everything instead. Like destroying the country for the sake of power. Isn't that what it feels like right now with mostly these Democrats, but really all of them. All politicians, all senators are corrupt, maybe with the exception of one or two, but you're all bought and sold, and once you become a politician, you are better than. You are not a common citizen anymore. You are
Yeah.
above
You're not the people.
chaff.
You're not the people that's governing the
Yes.
people anymore. You're
We are the one who is governing.
yeah, you're a tyrant at the well, I don't know about tyrant, but the ones who aren't doing it, you're in a higher echelon of society.
And we have
for
a
sure.
system that makes it so easy to become a tyrant, to take the money, to insider trade. How do we not have more rules against that? The insider trading is off the charts right now.
I can't believe
How
that
do these senators make so much
politicians-
fucking money?
I can't believe that they're allowed to trade stocks and then make laws that help the companies.
Yeah. And not to mention,
I can't believe
they're the
it.
ones that making the laws, so they'd
Yeah.
never make a law against them
Yeah.
trading stocks.
Yeah.
People are just naive. If they really knew what happened, like I've said this before, but a woman actually said to me, "I don't think evil is as prevalent in human beings as you say, Evan."
Who said that?
And I'm like, just look at any politician when they become
is
a politician.
dumb. Look in your
Why
own
wouldn't
heart, you
you?
dumb bitch. Are you serious? That's
Yeah.
the dumbest thing I've ever heard. We are the nature of evil, dog.
Yeah.
We are the serpent. We know the knowledge of good and evil because we disobeyed God. We ate the fruit. Are you kidding me? Look inside yourself. We are earth. There's heaven and the earth. If we don't have a connection, if we don't live in both worlds simultaneously, we perish because we have no connection to anything. You are evil. Look inside your heart. There's nothing left but evil. It's rare when you do anything out of pure goodness. And if you don't think that's the case, you're dumb or you're a liar.
And evil.
And
And evil is dumb, I guess.
That's a good one. I always kind of like thinking about that, right? Dumb and evil, how related are they? Is it always for stupidity? Is it always for evil? A little bit of both. Are they cousins? That's a fun one. Common. Is evil a cousin of stupidity? That seems fun.
It seems like they have to be mutually exclusive at this point, because when she said that to me, I was just like, you have to be evil then. In my mind, I didn't say that to her.
Yeah.
I was like, you have to be evil if you can't see your own potential for evil.
Yeah, especially in that case. She's saying, we're not that evil. I'm like, oh, is that extreme stupidity I'm sensing? Or are you trying to manipulate me?
I felt extreme evil, but
Maybe
it was
she's,
also...
she's already being manipulated by a smart evil person, maybe.
Oh,
Yep.
man. So the smart evil person, what's your opinion, Poach? Are they just in James Bond movies, or do they actually exist?
Oh, they definitely exist.
You think so? And those are probably the most dangerous kind, I would imagine.
Yeah. And I feel like they, smart evil is like they're smart enough not to be seen.
Yeah, yes.
Thing,
That's probably the biggest one.
Yeah.
But that seems like we were talking about the other week, like common sense too. Like the biggest billionaires around, you don't know their names.
Right.
Well,
The dumb ones, just Elon and stuff. Who wanna be
like the
famous.
ones that do peace signs.
Troll,
and
yeah.
You know them.
Anime bitches and
Well,
stuff.
like not the ones in the news, like on the top 100 list, but like
Yeah.
on like 90
Bro,
something.
and they own the
or 80
newspapers
something,
and say, keep my name out
or
your
yeah,
mouth.
even better. I'm not on the list. Yeah.
Will Smith style.
Yeah.
Yeah, the writers are probably like, sir, we have to put you on this list. Your top 100. Like, no, don't do that.
You want to keep your job?
Yeah.
You want your family to still be alive by the time you get home? You keep that name off. Oh, yes, sir.
Which is a scary part. I think that's why they're so, I guess that's why most people don't even know they exist. They're just like, oh, the billionaires we see, they're the problem.
Oh, yeah.
But there's like
everyone talking about Elon,
yeah.
right?
And Trump.
He's probably doing
Like
the least.
he's the transparent billionaire. He wants to be seen, But what about, like I said, the ones that have
I
reasons?
think about this too. I really like this because then every now and again I meet a millionaire or a billionaire. Billionaire less, of course.
Every now and then.
But I have met them. I have come across their presence. And I says to myself, like, you're kind of dumb. Like I wouldn't be your friend is what I'm saying. Like, I'll shake their hand and say hi, like, respect what you've done.
Because they're the
from this
scene.
system.
They're the scene millionaires.
Yeah, I mean, well, that too, and just the fact that like they've done their thing. Maybe we were talking about before the show. Perhaps they have a very specialized field. But like, is a guy who got lucky in stock trading, like, does he know anything about science? We're being lectured about politics by all these movie stars and shit like that. Like, just because they're seen does not mean they're smart.
Yeah, you're just famous.
Yeah, you are just famous.
That's all you got. But now,
we kind of confuse that now.
But now you're a politician messenger, you're a megaphone for someone else because you're famous.
Yeah, dude. Edward Bernays, you guys know this guy? Look him up. He created He basically invented marketing. You should know this guy. He was like the nephew of Freud. But basically, he came up with that whole idea, like, put a celebrity in your commercial,
Imagine being the guy who thought of that.
Yeah, seriously. Like,
What? That's all I gotta do.
Because it doesn't seem like ethical at first.
Right.
Like, what does this celebrity have to do with this? That's dumb.
Right.
Like, it's not very ethical. That wouldn't even work.
Right.
But until you realize everybody loves Frank Sinatra, he'll buy your cake mix.
Wow.
Like, it doesn't matter what he fucking sells. You'll buy it.
But what you said earlier about the unseen billionaires and millionaires, there was one James Bond movie. I forget which one. I think it was having something to do with the moon.
Oh, yeah.
But
Moonraker.
maybe. But the villain, you never actually saw his face. There's one James Bond, you never saw his face. He's just
really?
stroking a cat the entire time.
That's the evil millionaire.
Right. And he was never seen, but that was the sinisterness of it, that you didn't know who he was, but he loved cats and he was very stoic, and you didn't mess with him because he doesn't even take himself so seriously where he has a name.
That's super deep. That's archetypal, right? Like, even our fears are like unknown. Our fears are unmanifested. That's a trope in horror movies, right? The scariest guy is the one who you don't even see because your mind can do so much more for imagination as just seeing somebody who maybe you might not think is that scary. But this way, you guarantee that everyone thinks it's scary because it's the worst thing that they think. This is biblical. This goes back. The imagination is scarier than anything. Like, imagine the first dude that said, I saw a jaguar out in the woods. And they're like, what's that? And you're like, dude, it's a demon. It's got these huge fucking teeth. He murders everything that he comes across. And he's like, I don't believe you. There's no demon in the woods.
He jumps from 50 feet up in the tree and pounces on you.
Climbing trees, jump down on you. He killed Jeff. He's like, you killed Jeff. You lying. No, it was a demon. He had big ass teeth and claws.
I don't
Think
believe
about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're full of it. So Just very interesting, right? What we imagine or how we say things.
Yeah.
Ancient aliens, could it be?
There's-
Poach, what do we got next?
We got.
Yeah, my man.
I got some advice for you this Christmas.
Oh, well, you know what I needed. I appreciate it.
Eat less and move more.
Oh,
But
dog,
I'm kidding.
That goes with my study,
No,
too.
don't do that, Mitch.
It doesn't work.
A new study says it doesn't
Are
work.
you serious? The first line, I'm like, all right, I'm with you so far.
Eat all you want this Christmas.
Are you serious? That's what they're saying?
Happy
like, you know
holidays,
what?
Mitch. It doesn't
Bro, that
matter.
takes my joke to the next level. Get off your ass. They're like, nah.
Genetic. You can't do anything.
Wow,
You are
I
the
didn't
way
even
you
know
are.
that was gonna be part of the
Accept
show.
yourself.
So that was my
Accept
link.
yourself for who you are. That's like the bottom line. Is that what we're
That's what I would
understanding?
guess.
Wow.
It doesn't
According
actually-
to a new... What is the study? Dog, science is fake. Universities are all fake now. What is this study? You just asked a fat kid in gym class if he'd rather sit down or not? Is that the study?
Dude,
God!
I don't even
What's up?
think it's saying like love yourself. I think it's saying hate everybody else who's not fat.
Oh, man.
I think
Hot
skinny
take.
people are going to be the next genocidal group.
Oh, man. Genocide.
I've seen skinny shaming for so long now, so many years. I've told you the story a million times where I was in college with my fat roommate. Nothing against fat people, but you got to be healthy for yourself. He said to me, he's like, Evan, you're living life on easy mode.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I remember
I've
that
never
one.
been more disgusted in my entire life. I'm like,
Wow.
He said that to you?
he said that to me because, I don't know, we were complaining about something, probably women.
Yeah.
And he was just like, Evan, you got it made, man.
Oh.
You're living life on easy mode because he's a fat guy.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
And I was like, asshole, it's hard to be in shape.
Yeah.
It's easy to be a fat
Exhibit
ass.
A, you fat fuck. Look at you.
He actually said that.
That's when I point at him. Exhibit A. Are you kidding me? You don't do anything. How is
Easy
that
mode.
easy mode? What are you talking about?
That's the evil thing
The most
coming
workout
back.
you do is take a croissant to the face.
That's the evil
God.
thing coming back. It's like it's so much easier to just say
Yo.
that other people are evil than I'm evil.
Evil is right, man. I was thinking about it recently, as I usually am. But evil, the nature of Satan is down is up, right? Am I right? Comment.
Yeah.
What's the deal, folks? Down is up. If you could successfully trick somebody, because I was thinking about it the other day. If I tell you a little lie, you're like, whoa, Mitch, I see that lie. Not cool, man. Watch out with that stuff. Like, I could tell. If it's a tiny little white lie, if you know the person. But if you convince somebody that down is up, if you could completely flip it around, all of a sudden, I guess that makes sense. All of a sudden, people buy it. If it's completely flipped.
Wow.
Think about any aspect of your life. And then, of course, the kicker is you have to convince them that they did it. And you're the one that did this. Thanks to you. It's not enough to flip it. You got to tell them that they flipped it.
Yep. And skinny
Crazy,
people
bro.
are responsible for fatness.
Isn't that funny? A little white lie, and it's just like, whoa, bro. You could call it a mile away. It's not cool. But if down is up, your entire world is just flipped. Everything, we're living in the upside down. We're living in hell. Hell is brought to earth. Demons are here. They live among us, and it manifests in stupidity. Is it real? Is it an illusion? I cannot say. I hope you'd comment to tell me. Educate me, y'all. Anyway, what's next?
That was good.
Thank you.
That was a good bit. This one's great.
Oh, what do we
Mitch, you're gonna have to come in to see this one, man.
Oh, what do we got?
You got Disney and you got a well-established franchise, and Indiana Jones just replaces it with gay stuff.
Gay shit.
Oh, gay shit, yeah.
Wow, that's super funny.
Yeah.
And the ball still crumbles down and
Yeah.
goes after his ass.
Perhaps that's the only reason. It's saying it was working fine. It was perfectly fine.
that's
like,
pretty
hey,
deep,
it's in
actually.
homeostasis. Don't mess with it. I got this gay shit. I'm trying to replace it without anyone noticing. A huge boulder comes and kills you and your entire industry, and robots take your jobs.
But the sad part is
Sorry.
Disney isn't even getting the good shit when they removed it from the pedestal.
Oh, deep. Evan's taking the analogy farther. They don't even get you know what? They throw it to the Mexican, remember?
Yeah,
To Alfred
that's right.
Molina. Hey, my friend. And he throws it to him, and then the Mexicans run off with it.
That's
wow. Deep. Because he didn't get it at the end, if you
Yeah.
remember.
Yep.
Alfred Molina, whoever that was, escaped with it. So, wow. Genius meme. Thank you, whoever made that. Very
The unsung
astute.
heroes.
And this week, we got Mitch Translates the Tao, Chapter 20. Yeah. Insane. He couldn't accept it.
Words can't possibly.
You might as well ask why you exist. You might as well ask, why is the sky blue? There's no answer. Like, what are you going to say? You have to describe everything else in the universe to even describe that.
Yeah, might as well just say cuz.
Go for it.
Okay.
Woo! All right, fellas, this one's a little longer, but we got Mitch Translates the Tao, chapter 20. We're a quarter of the way through. Abandon study and end your worries. Yes, and of course. How different are they? Good and evil. How different are they? What people fear is not being able to not fear. What nonsense. Many men prosper and prosper as if to enjoy the utmost stability, as if to ascend the tower of life. I alone sojourn without omen, as an infant with nowhere to return. Many men have too much, but I alone leave it behind. I too am a stupid person. Confused and confused, the ordinary man is bright and bright. I alone am dim and dim. The ordinary man is open and open. I alone am closed and closed. Tranquil in the ceaseless ocean, many men are useful. I alone am no better than a fool. I alone am different from other men and simply feed from the Great Mother. Oh, it's a longer one. But what do you think? Any thoughts? Anything that sticks out to you?
Right away, the people that what did they say? They don't want to fear, but they're afraid of not being able to fear. Oh yeah,
that's the first really hot take. Very true.
They're afraid of not being
able to not
fear.
That was so deep to me. That was my translation. I chose it because it's so true in the sense that people want to be alive. They need to have their existence affirmed at every moment. They fear not being able to not fear. They fear not being able to not be truly existent, to have something that causes them to feel something so that they feel real.
So what I hear you saying is that people actually love to fear?
I would say so, dog. And I would take it one step farther and say people love to suffer. Because suffering is real, as we talk about occasionally. That the one thing we could probably all agree on is that pain is one thing that feels very real. Whether it is or not, it certainly feels very real in this world. And I think we love to suffer because it brings us closer to that which ties us to the universe. When you are in pain, you know you exist. Especially, it could be emotional pain, and you need somebody to talk you down. You need somebody to calm you down. You need somebody to make you feel like you're important, make you feel like you exist. And it's the most powerful force on the planet because you don't have any, typically it's because you don't have any personality yourself. You don't have anything that ties you. You don't have any spirituality. So you need to get it from external sources. And anything, feeling anything, validation, pain, fear, brings you once again to the source.
So what was at first confused me about this is when the author says, but I alone leave it behind. I too am a stupid person, confused and confused. Is the author saying that because it's best to admit it, be confused, and that you're a stupid person, so that you can have enough and
that
have
feels
peace
very
in
real
life?
to me. That feels very real to me. I like that take. That's very hot. It's like it's saying that we're gonna know nothing anyway. It feels to me that we're going to know nothing anyway, but this brightness seems like such an illusion. The openness, and then it goes on to say open, it's this putting out of yourself, putting yourself out into the universe, much like the fear. You need to put it out in this strong way to feel as though you exist. That's what I'm getting from this. And it feels like you're never going to know it anyway, but to say it, to speak it into existence, in the beginning was the word, it becomes real. This is the idea of the logos, but in the purest way, the Tao, I imagine, is sort of like the logos. It exists because it exists. And the Greek for the word.
And it made me think of the magnet thing earlier too. It's almost dumb to ask the question, why do people suffer?
Yeah.
Because you could just answer, because you're living, kind of thing.
I could say so, yeah.
Or you're suffering because you're suffering. What other choice do you have? And I thought it was interesting how the writer says, as an infant, this person was proud to be an infant. As an infant with nowhere to return.
Yeah.
It's like a badge of honor that he has in saying that, because many men have too much. And what happier life can you think of than being an infant?
Yeah,
with
there's
nowhere to
nothing to
return
know.
to.
Yeah.
Or an obligation. Returning is like an obligation, it seems.
Deep. That feels like the Garden of Eden to me, right?
Or like Oedipus
returning to the
home.
garden. Oh, Oedipus returning home. Yep, returning to the kingdom. It's like the baby has nothing to prove. The baby is purely present, which is always a theme in the Tao. There's really nothing to prove. There's nothing to be open about. I don't know enough to say. And really, he's saying, I think we all don't know enough, but your original point is, I'm not fucking with you about it. I'm not fronting about it. That's what Lao Tzu's saying here.
Yeah, it's like, what's all this mess you guys talking about? You're bright and you're genius. You're trying to learn.
I feel like that is the underlying, like, real punch in this.
It's like the kid in the back of the class, just like, what are these guys learning? But he's actually more deep about it. It's like, learning. Yeah, like I'm going to use geometry in my life.
Right.
It sounds like he's
something deep about that.
It sounds like as he goes on, he's more just like down on himself. Like he's just like
interesting.
Yeah, he's saying he's dim, he's closed. Many men are useful. I'm a fool. What's going on?
Whoa. Okay.
Why
good
did he
question.
Get all confident and sad so fast. he was going on the up and up in this verse, but now he's down.
But so then I would say to that, maybe there's this perceived conclusion in the very last line. I alone am different from other men, and there is sort of a solitude with a genius. If you guys know anybody hyper intelligent or just even hyper weird, they feel the loneliness more poignantly than anybody.
In a group of crowded people, they can feel alone.
They can still feel alone. And you realize, like, yeah, maybe they're not on their intellectual level, or really they just don't have any of the same passions. And I think when one attains the Tao or tries to, you sort of, much like Buddhism, you release the passions. You are not subject to the passions, and you can enjoy what exists without having sort of a preference above it. And that's why I simply feed from the Great Mother. Now, I love that too. I'm just thinking about this now, but when I was young, I never used any spices. My mother didn't cook with any spices. I just ate from the Great Mother. I just ate what she cooked. But there's other people who are, I hate this word, food. I'm a foodie.
Gay.
Fucking gay.
Gay word.
God, it's so gay. That means you
There's
like
better
to eat food.
words for that too.
Yeah, literally. You can
I'm
make
a
up
culinary.
You could be fancier, but then it's like stupid Gen Z talk. It's probably like an X that made it, unfortunately. But
that's why I return to cool vocab. Like
you gotta be creative. Yeah,
foodie, adulting.
Get it because I eat food. Get it because I'm being an adult.
You gay.
I'm like clever.
I didn't realize how deep those last few lines were until you just...
It feels like the conclusion because, like Poach saying, you're coming down on yourself, and then he's saying, boom, I take what I'm given. It's here. It's enough. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No problem. That paradox, this confused me. I alone am no better than a fool.
Right.
I alone am different from other men. So it's almost like a contradiction there. But it's almost saying that because he's admitting that he's a fool, he is then separated from the common man, because the last thing the ordinary man's going to do is admit he's a fool.
Right. It feels, as a baseline, just very honest to me. Like, you're a fool, I'm a fool, you're evil, I'm evil. Once we all understand that, we have this beautiful thing called love, called understanding, that Piers Morgan will never understand.
We know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
That's where that
you are more
comes
human.
from.
And I think that's the baseline. But really, I suppose I would say, like, is to be a fool, is it used even in a bad way? I would say that it's just sort of factual, but to say that you are a fool it kind of means
It's propping up the fool too.
right.
Yeah.
It's saying like maybe a modern word would be like simple. Like I think simple has become a bad word
Right.
in the last 50 years or something.
The
But
average
it used to be
man,
nice.
the blue-collar man.
Boom.
The modern
Man
take.
of a grit. And but yeah, I think it's really cool because foodies are really gay. What do you got to go around the world and order all the finest cuisine and talk about it and take pictures about it? Or are you just fine? Dude, there's this meme going around right now about like girls making fun of guys who just have an Xbox and a mattress in the corner of the room. And I'm like, that looks like heaven. He's got a bong and a mattress and an Xbox. And he's like, yeah, this is
You know
like my
why?
house.
'Cause
How do
they-
you live like this?
Because they can't have fun in that exact scenario.
Yeah, oh, no way.
They
Not a
need
chance.
stimulus and stuff and live, laugh, love written on the wall.
Yup,
They
it's
need
the
it.
difference between us that cannot be denied. Y'all got to realize women are material creatures. They hold all of the credit card debt in America. I saw this video as well talking about like, I need a mental health day. All it is consumerism. A bitch like went to the spa, paid money. She bought her a cute drink, paid money. Got her cute snacks. Oh, went on an experience. Oh, paid for an Uber. She just paid $2,000 for a mental health day.
Does she
I
only
I
do
just
that
take
once in a
walk
while?
Yeah, probably every other day. She needs a mental health day because she's such a mental patient. Oh my God. But yeah, it shows the difference between us. But really, it's this culture, and I feel bad for the women because it comes down on them the hardest in a lot of ways right now.
Yeah.
And they can't break free from it because it's not their nature to break free from it. It's their nature to be trusting, but it's not their nature to be out in the world trusting everyone. Woo, that's fucking hot. I just came up with that now.
Many TikTok clips in this one.
Ooh, that's a pretty sweet one. So what I want to go back to here too is also, of course, we talked about it before, but men prosper and prosper as if to enjoy the utmost stability.
Whoa.
That one stuck out to me
It's
as
a
well. You guys have
lie.
any thoughts?
Stability's a lie?
Stability, yes.
Is that what that's
Can you
saying?
define stability? Like, what is it? What is it enough to be stable? Especially in 2023, about to be 2024. Merry Christmas, y'all, by the way. I don't know if we said it besides Santa Poge. So,
Ho, ho, ho.
oh, yeah.
Christian here.
We Christian over here. We appreciate Christian holidays over there. Overcoming, living the hero's journey, the experience. It's I almost take slightly from that ignorance is bliss too. Like, the baby who has nowhere to return. He's out there. He's doing it. It also makes me think very reminiscent of people who are so traumatized and tend to blame everyone but themselves. Doesn't that feel real too in that sort of scenario? Like, how are you going to blame your parents beyond like a certain point? It's like, all right, they're fucked up too. You really got to realize that.
Yeah.
But how far does the blame go before you live your life and you realize you're on your journey? Because you are. It's another lack of faith type thing. And I get it. It's hard. But once you fall into it, you realize a lot of these things kind of happen for a reason. There's messages that you're missing and you're not paying attention to because you're somewhere else. Frankly, you are somewhere else. You're not in this moment. So you miss them. You're not paying attention. You're not paying attention to God. You're not paying attention to yourself, and you're lost. You're lost in this world. Whereas I'd rather be a fool, he says. I'd rather be the infant, he says, because at least I'm there to experience it to the fullest.
They believe in the lie of stability. These people were always
Yes.
looking to others. But everything was perfect until you came in my life.
Dude, stability is a huge word for me.
That's a
in this
big
one.
lie. Yeah, stability. That's a
Yeah.
big word for that one.
What is stability? What are you actually stabilizing? And if you think you have any power in this universe, you're wrong. You should be the fool because the wise are the fool and they admit it. That's what this really feels like. That's what I get out of this. That's what I feel about life. This has been Ancient Wisdom. This has been the Tao Te Ching Chapter 20. Thank you for watching. Comment, subscribe, like, and catch us next week, y'all. Break the conditioning and return to Ancient Wisdom.